I'm Darren the Magic Ghostbuster, and in this video I'm talking about the HasLab Proton Pack that last night reached 13,000 backers, unlocking the third tier, which was Egon's notebook plus a few sheets of stickers. This is added to the previous two tiers we've unlocked, the first one being the hose to attach the pack to the new Trona wand, along with some stickers to make it look more like the 84 pack rather than the Afterlife one. The second one was, of course, the marshmallow goo you can add to your pack, along with some burnt mini puffs from the Plasma series range. So I thought I'd talk a few things about the pack, give my opinions, and then you can give me your opinions below. So let's start with a couple of the negative things. A lot of people have said that Hasbro, a multi-billion-dollar company, should not be crowdfunding, and I'm 50-50 on this, and I'll tell you why. Now, I do agree, a billion-dollar company should not need to crowdfund. That should be really for startup companies that need, you know, to get their finance, to get their product out to market. Hasbro don't need to do that. I mean, they could make 10,000 Proton Packs, release them to retail, and if they don't sell, it'd be change to them. It wouldn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Now, some people will say, oh, Proton Pack wouldn't sell at retail. Sorry, but that is BS. Absolute BS. They would totally sell at retail. Now, when people say retail, they might think, oh, places like Walmart. Retail can be any shop, online, brick and mortar. There are thousands of collectors shops out there that would have sold these without a problem. I mean, I bought my Blitzway Ecto 1, which was what, 4 or 5 times the price of this Proton Pack. It's, you know, 4 or 5 times the size. I mean, the box it came in was like a fridge. I bought that from a place called nerdtoys.com. You can't tell me that that same shop would not have sold these Proton Packs. They just would have done, and they would have sold very quickly. So don't buy that whole, oh, this won't sell at retail argument. It's just bollocks, basically. Now, one other thing I do agree with about the crowdfunding thing is it does mean you can definitely get one of these, because if they had released it to retail, they probably would have sold out very, very quickly. And I'm sure all collectors have had that moment where, you know, you're buying something, you've added it to your cart, before you add your credit card info, it's sold out, and it's so annoying. I've had that happen a few times. And I really wish they'd just make enough for everyone, but obviously scalpers jump on these things and then they're like triple the price on eBay. But with this Proton Pack and this whole crowdfunding model, it means they've basically allowed you to get one. If you want one, you can definitely get one. You've had, like, I can't remember how long the actual thing was running for now, but 40 days or something like that. You've had 40 days to decide. So if you want one, you can definitely get one. There's no problem with that. So I do agree with the crowdfunding thing in that aspect, personally. Now, some people have said about the crowdfunding thing, which I do agree with, is the time of year it ends. You know, it ends next week, you know, middle of December, where most people are skint. You know, they're spending more money going out with friends on food, drink, fuel prices are going up, we spend more on, you know, fuel naturally just heating our homes. Obviously, Christmas presents. It's not a good time of year to be laying out $359.99 or $400 if you're in America on something we're not going to see for a year and a half. And that's if you're only back in the pack. I mean, they are running 2 other HasLabs at the same time, and I'll tell you about those very quickly. I mean, this is a video about Ghostbusters, but I'll go over the other 2 things very quickly. So they're also doing a G.I. Joe Sky Striker and a Star Wars Rancor. Now, looking at this, it looks like neither of those are going to get backed, but we'll talk about that in just a second. But if they had, and you're the sort of person that collects all 3 of those, that's like nearly $1,000 that you've laying out on stuff you're not going to see for a year and a half. And I feel like they should have extended this into January time, you know, maybe beginning of January, end of January. I'll go into a little bit more about why I think that in a second, but I'll just talk about these other 2 things very, very quickly. So the G.I. Joe Sky Striker, £189.99. Target is 10,000 backers. Ends in 1 day, 12 hours, and is currently sitting at 7,203 backers. So that needs basically another 2,800 backers in a day and a half, which I don't see happening. That's a lot of people to get in that short space of time. Now, I've never got into G.I. Joe myself, so I don't know a lot about it, but from what I understand, this is basically based on a vintage toy that you can still get, you know, it's quite pricey, but you can still get easily enough if you want it. From what I understand, I might be slightly wrong about that. Now, the Rancor is an interesting one. I like Star Wars. I used to collect Star Wars. I don't really collect it much anymore. I just have a few lightsabers and things. But a lot of people have said the Rancor is overpriced for what it is. It's £329.99. It ends in 12 hours, has a target of 9,000 backers, and is currently only on 5,688 backers. So it needs another 3,500 backers in 12 hours. That just seems impossible to me. Now, it's caused a lot of controversy, this Rancor, with Star Wars fans, because a lot of people have said it's overpriced. A lot of people say it's you know, it's more of a £200 figure rather than a £330 figure. And looking at it, I agree. I mean, you know, it's not far off the same price as the Proton Pack, and they don't look comparable to me. I mean, the Proton Pack looks cool, obviously. The Rancor looks good, but it looks cheaper than the Proton Pack. It definitely doesn't look like it's worth the sort of money they're charging for it. The stretch goals pissed off a lot of the Star Wars fans as well. They basically got recarded figures: the Gamorrean Guard, Salacious Crumb, Luke Skywalker, and the backdrop, the cardboard backdrop in the box was a stretch goal, along with some 3D skulls, which should have just been in the basic package. So they actually lost backers at one point because of that. They have since added the Rancor Keeper in the basic package as like a desperation attempt. Whether that does it or not, I can't see them getting that many backers in 12 hours. I really can't. And maybe they'll decide to extend it. Who knows? But currently the Proton Pack, so that had a target of 7,000, which it met very quickly. Still has 6 days, 12 hours to go, and is currently at 13,156 backers. Now we need to get to 15,000 backers if we want that final stretch goal to the display stand. So less than 2,000 backers in just under a week. I think it might make it. The Proton Pack also has the advantage of new films out, so it's, you know, gaining more fans as it is. You know, just from people seeing a new film, and that is why I feel like they should have extended this into January anyway. Because obviously we're still in the pandemic. I mean, obviously things are getting better despite talk of new variants. But there's people out there who still don't want to go to the cinema. And people that will wait until Ghostbusters Afterlife goes on Blu-ray or streaming or, you know, DVD, whatever they decide to watch films on nowadays. And obviously, when people see films, some people get more obsessed with these things. They decide to go out and buy this stuff. So there might be people out there who haven't even considered buying this HasLab Proton Pack, but then they watch the film on DVD in January and they're like, oh, I really want one of those, and then it's too late. So I feel like that's another reason they should have extended it into next year, as well as obviously the money aspect of people spending money in December. But, I mean, it ends when it ends, and not much we can do about that. Now, some people did complain about it not including this, the new Trona wand. Now, do you know what? These have been available for about a year. If you wanted one of these, you should have got one. That's totally on you. You can't blame Hasbro for that. These were even being sold really, really cheap at one point. I mean, Zavvi here in the UK had them for $69.99, and I got an email offering me another £10 off. I already had it, so I didn't need to buy another one. But that was basically half price. Apparently GameStop in America also had them like dirt cheap. So if you really wanted one, there's no excuse. You should have bought one. Now, they are re-releasing these next year. I believe it's due to ship spring 2022, so a year before the pack. So if you want one, don't go paying the high prices on eBay, because, I mean, obviously there's been demand for these and they're going for a lot more. You will be able to get one of these cheap still. Now, I've heard they're going to be exclusive to Hasbro Pulse's website in the UK at least. I don't know how true that is. It's just something I've heard. But yeah, don't go paying silly prices. You'll be able to get one of these. It won't be a problem. And I mean, I've done a video on this when it first came out. But these are very cool. So yeah, very cool toy replica of the Trona wand there. Now, like I said, I don't think they should have included this at all. I don't think it should have been an option, because like I said, if you wanted one of these, you've had a year to get one. They're re-releasing it, so you can still get one. If they had added it into the bundle, people like me would have ended up with 2 of these, and it would have, you know, upped the price. It would have been £500 instead of £360. So don't think it should have been included at all, basically. That's my opinion. And like I said, if you don't have one, you can get one, so don't panic. A lot of collectors like to panic and pay silly prices for things. You see it a lot, but don't panic, basically. Now, some other people have said it should include the Alice frame. I've heard, I don't know if this is true, that they couldn't do the Alice frame because of like the licensing of the design or something. Again, don't know if that's true. So if you know the answer to that, and I mean actually know, not just your theory, let me know, because that'd be interesting to know that. But they have gave you the option to add that Alice frame on, so I think that's cool. Now, if you are backing this and you intend to get an Alice frame, my advice is to buy one now, because I think once this ships, loads of people are going to decide to add this frame and they're going to get a lot harder to get. They're not the easiest thing to find, but I would recommend buying it now and just putting it away until then. That's just my opinion. You don't have to listen to that, obviously, but yeah, that's my advice on that. Get your Alice frame now, put it away, and then add it on in a year and a half when you get it. So, have I backed the pack? Yes, I am backing the pack. It's not going to replace my full-size pack. I have a Ben Kent pack, I've had it for years. It's not going to replace that as my main cosplaying pack. This is going to be specifically for display purposes. I'm going to keep it as the Afterlife pack because my normal pack is a 84 pack or more 89. I've got the GB2 ribbon cable on it. Yeah, so I don't need to convert this one. I know people out there will. And that's one thing that's confused me a tad. Some fans have said that all the Afterlife upgrades are removable. I've not actually seen anyone official say this, unless I've just missed it. So you'd have to remove a lot of that to make it an 84 pack. I'm assuming they have made them removable, because the first stretch goal had the stickers to make it look more like an 84 pack. But some stickers isn't enough. You've got to remove all those little upgrades. So hopefully they've made those removable. But like I said, I don't know for sure, because I've not seen anything official about that. Also, this is an Afterlife wand, it's not an 84 wand, so without, cutting this off and removing this and adding, 3D printing your own handles and stuff, that will never be an 84 wand. It makes me wonder if they'll release one further down the line. Wouldn't surprise me, because we know that Hasbro love to make variants of things. It saves them a lot of money on the tooling, so wouldn't surprise me if that happens at some point. But yeah, like I said, this isn't going to replace my normal pack, not by a long shot, and I feel that will be the same for a lot of people out there. Now, why has this pack been so popular? I think it's mainly because it's the first time we've had an official 1/1 pack. That's not quite off the shelf, but off the shelf. Yeah, I mean, obviously, prop makers have been making these for years. Like I said, I bought one from Ben Kent Props. A lot of them do them as kits. Some make them fully make them and send them to you. Anovos was the only one that really done an official one that was off the shelf, fully made, which was basically done from scans of Egon's original pack, but I don't think that ever got released. They released their kit version, which some people got, a lot of people didn't, and I believe a lot of the people that got it, loads of bits were broken. It was really poor quality, which was a shame. And then the closest beyond that was the Spirit Pack, which wasn't full scale, it's about 80%, and the detail is appalling, really. But then you have to consider that that is a cheap Halloween toy. It's not that wasn't a prop replica. Now, people have done amazing work with those, I must say, and made them look really good. But again, they're still not full size. This HasLab one is the first time we've got a proper full size one. I think that's why it's been so popular and doing much better than the Rancor and the G.I. Joe Sky Striker. So, should you back the pack? Now, obviously, some people out there have backed it, some people have no interest in it, and some people are on the fence. Now, my advice to you is, if you're on the fence, now, normally I say if you're 50-50 on something, that means you don't want it enough, don't buy it. With this, I would say if you can afford it, and I stress if you can afford it, because I don't think these things are worth going into debt for and screwing yourself over. I don't think any collectible is. You've got to live, basically, is more important than any collectible. But if you can afford it and you're on the fence, I would say back it. Because if you don't, and you get halfway into next year and you decide you really want one, you'll regret it, and your only way to get it will be able to buy it on the secondary market on eBay when it's released, and those prices will probably be double, if not triple. That'll be your only way. Now, if you back it, you get it, you change your mind, you don't want it, you'll be able to be one of those people that sell it for double or even triple. So, either way, you're not really going to lose out. So I would say if you're on the fence, back it. But, I mean, obviously, you've got to decide for yourself whether you want to or not. That's just my opinion and my advice to you. So, some of the things I love about this Proton Pack, obviously you can take the Cyclotron apart, as Phoebe did in the film, and look inside. I think that's a really cool feature. It looks like they've done a lot of good detail on it, but you know what, it's really silly, but one of the my favourite bits about it is a little compartment they put in the side at the top to store stuff in. I just thought that was a really cool feature, basically. But Hasbro have released a video looking at the pack in more detail. Adam Savage did a video looking at the pack in more detail. I highly recommend watching those videos to check it out and see if that helps you decide whether you want one or not, basically. So at the moment we've got about 6.5 days left to back it if you haven't done so. Will it reach the 15,000 to get that display stand? It'll be really interesting to see. But like I said, I'm backing it. I can't wait to get it in spring 2023 if it isn't delayed. And look forward to showing it off and reviewing it. But yeah, so let me know your thoughts on the Plasma Series Proton Pack by HasLab. Are you backing it? Are you not? What are your thoughts on it? I'd love to hear all your opinions. But thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, keep on busting.